ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं। सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम। Mantra number 10. Last time what we saw. And those of you who have not switched on video, please switch it on. Most of you are not. Tadetadrucha abhyuktam. Tadetadrucha abhyuktam. Kriyavantashrotriya brahmanishthah. क्रियावन्तश्रोत्रिया ब्रह्मनिष्ठाः स्वयं जुह्वत एकर्षि श्रद्धयन्त स्वयं जुह्वत एकर्षि श्रद्धयन्तः तेषामेवैतां ब्रह्मविद्यां वदेत तेषामेवैतां ब्रह्मविद्यां वदेत शिरोव्रतं विधिवत् यैस्तु चीर्णम् Shirovratam vidivat yaistu chirnam. Last time we saw this mantra. It talks about the adhikari, who is a qualified student. What are the qualifications? You can, generically you can say, who is a qualified student? Kriyavan, who is committed to nitya naimittika karma, who is committed to his Shrauta, Smarta, Laukika karma. One who is committed to karmas enjoined by Shruti, enjoined by Smruti, and Vyavarika, Laukikas, like some laws of the state, etc., etc. That is Kriyavan. One who has studied, that is Kriyavan, who has ethical life. And then who has studied Vedas, Veda Adhyayanavan, because one of the Kriya that Hindu has to do is Swadhyayo Adhyetabhyaha, Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam na Pramadhitavyam, etc. Vidhan is there. Who has studied Vedas and not simply Kriyavan. This is not Kriyavan that Shruti is talking about. There may be so many panditas. If you go to South, even you find so many panditas just committed to Vedic way of life and mantra chanting and doing pujas and etc. But the Kriya is backed by certain attitude, Karma Yoga attitude. Surrendering to Ishvara and attitude of Prasada Buddhi that we have studied, that Karma Yoga. So Kriyavan into bracket, with the attitude, with proper attitude. Secondly, they are nishthavantah, kriyavantaha shrotriyaha brahmanishta. Shrotriyaha means Veda Adhyayana Shila. And brahmanishtaha, what does it mean by brahmanishtaha? Apara brahmani nishta yesham vartante te brahmanishtaha. Not brahmani, para brahmanishtaha. If they are Parabrahmanishtaha, then they don't need teaching. They themselves are teachers. They don't need teaching. Here the teacher, Gurushi, is talking about an adhikari, qualified student. Who is a student? The one who doesn't know Brahman. And the one that, why the word Brahmanishta used? The word Brahman implies two things, Apara Brahma and Param Brahma. We have seen in the first Mundaka. So, Apara Brahmanishtaha, those who are committed to Apara Brahman. Hold on for a minute. Taha Apara Brahmanishtaha. So, those, they have studied Vedangas, they have studied Vedas, and they are committed to Apara Brahman. So means what? They are committed to upasanas. They are commitment to, you can say in a modern word, bhakti. There is some bhakti in their life. Brahmanishtaha and Swayam Jufvada Ekarshi Shraddha. They are committed to Agnihotra Karma, which is a Nitya Karma. And they want to know, that is important. The one who has a jignasa, one who has a mokshecha, which is converted into jignasa, to them, Shirovratam, this knowledge is to be given. Okay. So, there was a tradition, people always kept this fire live in their home, called as Prajapatya Agni. Every Gurastha is supposed to have two fires in the home. I have told earlier in this mantra, Shravanako Havai Mahashalaha Vidivat Upasannaha, Aprach, etc. Two types of fire. The fire that is there in the kitchen, which was never extinguished. Only on Saptami, just a day before Janmashtami, they don't cook on that fire. Otherwise, they cook Shitla Satam Vike, and they just cover it with ashes, and then it is there, but remains covered. And then again, it's opened up and they start the fire on. That the mother-in-law gives this fire to daughter-in-law, Pakshalayam Agni. And Yagnashala Agni. There has to be a fire in a Yagnashala. There should be a ritual place that a father gives to the son. That Agni should be there. And people used to carry Prajapati Agni. Okay? And then, when there are mention in our literature and history, when some great Mahatmas have come to see the king, to the kingdom, and king himself goes to receive them, he will carry some Prajapati Agni to the Rishi and express himself, his oblations and his respect for the Rishi, and then receive. So now, not only with the water, but they used to go with this fire. Prajapati Agni, they carried and they received. Okay. So, yeah, here the mention is Shirovratam. Okay. The Shirovratam means in Atharva Veda, there is a Shirovrata, which is famous. Last time we talked about. So, Shirovati ka artha hai, the meaning is Shirovrati Mundakaha Sannyasi. Shirovrat ka artha hai Sannyasi. So, in context to this Upanishad, why a sannyasi? The one who has burnt all his boats, means who has complete dispassion, and the mind, there is a strong moksha which has been converted to jignasa. That is possible only when there is freedom from likes and dislikes. Relatively, antahkaranam is shuddham. So, Shirovratam, it is Shuddhantakar. And to have, listen this, freedom from likes and dislikes, relative, a capacity to manage one's likes and dislikes, not to be carried away, not to come under the sway of your likes and dislikes. Or in other words, not to be reactive, not to be impulsive. Strength. That is the strength of a seeker. Therefore, Upanishad, there is a mention, Nayamatma Balahinena. The Balahina, one who doesn't have strength, cannot gain the self. Therefore there is another saying, Manojayaha eva vijaya. The real victory is conquering one's own mind, a capacity to manage likes and dislikes. Even the Arjuna, who was a valorous warrior, Prasiddha, all famous, he was a celebrity of the time. Oh, he was time. But he himself says, Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramadhi balavadranam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudusha. So, the strength lies in mastering one's own mind. That is called Vashi. Puja Swamiji was Vashi. Balavan. That is a Balam. And that Balavan only can gain Atma. So, the word Shirov, the Nayamatma Balahina Labhya, that mantra, it is not physical strength. It is not emotional strength. It is not the strength of power or a strength of money the Shruti is talking about. Primarily, it is a strength of mastering one's likes and dislikes. That is Balavatva. And this is in a Gujarati, there is a bhajan also, no? This marga, nahi kayar nu kaam re, cheto shura no marg re. It is a path for strong people. The weak cannot achieve this. That is implied by Shirovratam. Okay? And strength, strong-headed, you can say. Who can manage the head, that is called strong-headed, not otherwise strong-headed. Now, there is a story, the Dhyang Atharvane. So, the story is the Rishi Dadichi. You might have heard the story of the name of Dadichi, who gave his bones to Indra to create the Vajra. That Dadichi started teaching to Ashwini Kumar, Brahma Vidya. Ashwini Kumar, who are the Vaidyas, original Vidyas, original doctors, they asked this Vidya to Rishi. And he said, I can give you this Vidya, but then the teacher who gave me this, I was given by Indra, and told me that don't pass it on to anyone else. And if you do it, your head will be chopped off automatically. So by the time I complete, I will be dead and you will not get the Vidya. This Ashwini Kumar who said, that there was a dead horse. He said, you do one thing. Let us chop off your head. And we will fix up the head of the horse. This time, a transplant might be working. Limb transplant. And we have kidney transplant, liver transplant, heart transplant, but they used to transplant heads. This is started with Sadashiva Ganapati. Ganapati also is a head transplant case. Whatever it is, they said, let us chop off and this head of a horse will fix it. You start teaching us. So then the Indra will come and chop off that head. And we will fix up your head again. And Rishi agreed to teach to the students, seeing their eagerness to learn, commitment to learn, that mokshecha. And as soon as he started teaching with the horse head, the Dichi's name became Ashwashira Rishi. There is a mention in Vedas. The Dichi is also called Ashwashira. Through the horse mouth, he taught this Vidya. When Indra came and chopped up the head, then they fixed up the original head, and that's how Ashwini Kumaros get this Vidya. Now, when the teacher is willing to give up the head, the student should be willing to give up the head, chopping off the head. Chopping the head means this is a symbol of ahankara, mithya abhiman. the readiness to chop off my mithyavimana, ahankara, that is possible only because of two things. One, there is a mokshecha, and second, there is a shraddha on the teacher. Because it is one-to-one teaching. Teacher may tell something to student, to an individual who needs some corrections, who is not that objective to himself or herself. Ahankara being what it is always a self-defense approach, self-defensive approach. It wants to defend oneself that I am right. And even if he or she commit mistake, which is very vivid, he or she realizes, but at the same time, there is a tendency to blame the situation, to blame the prarabdha. What can I do? Situation was such and I had no time to think over and I impulsively took the decision like that. The Duryodhana is a classic case. Janami dharmam nachame pravrutti. Janami adharmam nachame nivrutti. He says, I am making mistake, I am committing, but then kenapi deve nirtistita. Somebody is prompting. I am a good person. I am helpless. So this expression of one being helpless, even after committing a mistake, is self-defense mechanism. I would rather use the word self-justification mechanism. The ahankara, always ready to justify. But the shraddha is a lubricant which helps the ahankara to surrender and correct himself or herself. Shraddha on the Shastra, Shraddha on the Guru, and Shraddha on Ishvara, and to some extent Shraddha on oneself. That is called Shirovratam, capacity to give up. Therefore, Gitaji says, Tad Viddhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevya. Pranipata is surrender. Again, it's a Shraddhavan Labhate Gnanam Tad Prasanyatendriya. So that is Shraddha. And Shirovratam Vidivat Yahi Suchirnam. Shirovratam Vidivat Yaistu Chirnam. Those who have performed this ritual, that means who have ready willingness to give up the ahankara. Ahankara is nothing but likes and dislikes in a way. Insistences, false values, false commitments, false insistences, that readiness to give up. Ahankara is not something which you can just give it up. It is also unmanifest in a way, subtle. Its manifestation is inappropriate definition of successful living, inappropriate definition of how I should be and what I should be doing and what I should not be doing, inappropriate insistence about how the others should be and others should not be, inappropriate thinking about how the world should be, how people should conduct. There are some people, that means ahankara, one of the manifestation of ahankara is self-non-acceptance, lack of self-esteem. You need some self-esteem. When there is very low self-esteem, there is going to be blame game. You blame others. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. You should have done that. You should not have done this. Keep blaming the spouse. Keep blaming the person near and dear. Always becoming critical and analytical about what others should be doing and what others should not be doing, but never accepting one's own blame, one's own need to correct oneself. As they say in Gujarat, there is a poetry, the camel kept on describing the ugly limbs of each and every animal. He said, peacock, you are beautiful, but your legs are bad. He said, the cuckoo, your voice is beautiful. I mean, you sing well, but your color is like that. Then somebody said, your everything is bad to the camel. Nothing is good in you. Better you look at that. So that incapacity to look at my own limitations. Sometimes people know it, but they refuse to accept. Capacity to accept myself, my own limitations, my own mistakes, my own errors is a strength. born out of self-esteem, born out of certain understanding about the fact of the life. This is how it is. Accept the fact. Anyway, so that surrender comes to the teacher. When there is some acceptance, that person, yahi suchirana, that person should be given this knowledge. Okay. Then he says, concludes in another way, sort of explaining who is an adhikari. The teacher concludes this mantra. Tadetat sat, last mantra. Okay. Tadetat satyam, tadetat satyam, Rishi Angira Purovacha, Rishi Angira Purovacha, न एतत् अचीर्ण व्रतो धीते, न एतत् अचीर्ण व्रतो धीते, नमः परम ऋषिभ्यो, नमः परम ऋषिभ्यः, नमः परम ऋषिभ्यो, नमः परम ऋषिभ्यः। तदेतत् सत्यं ऋषि अंगिराः पुरोवाच, नैतत् अचीर्ण व्रतो धीते, तदेतत् सत्यं ऋषिरंगिरा पुरोवाच, नैतत् अचीर्ण व्रतो धीते, नमः परम ऋषिभ्यो, नमः परम ऋषिभ्यः, नमः परम ऋषिभ्यो, नमः परम ऋषिभ्यः। तदेतत् सत्यम, that this is the truth. Both ways, that this is the truth means that which is told so far. All that is talked in Upanishad is truth. Or you can say, the subject matter about which Shaunaka asked the Guru, Kasminnu bhagavo vignate sarvamidam vignatam bhavati. Having explained that whole thing, now said that is Satyam. That is this Satyam. That is means you are that truth. Having known which, everything as well becomes known. Kasminnu bhagavo vignate sarvamidam vignatam bhavati. Having known which, everything becomes as well known. What is that? That is Satyam. And what is that Satyam? Etad, you are that. That means the self is the truth. Having known the self, everything becomes as well known. Tadetat Satyam. Or what all Rishis say in the Upanishad is Satyam. Okay. Having known which, you gain freedom from the bondage of samsara. That is Satyam. Having said Tadetat Satyam. Acha. Then what he says? Rishihi Angira Purovacha. Rishihi Angira Purovacha. Brahma Vidya. That we started. Brahma Atharvane Jeshtaputraya Praha. Atharva Angir Namne Maharshaye Praha. We have seen Angir Bharadvaja Gotraya Satyavahaya Praha. Then Satyavaha Angirase Praha. And Angira Shaunakoya. We have this known tradition. We know this the vivid root is this. Shaunaka goes to Angirasa. But where from Angirasa got it? This Angirasa got this Vidya from Satyavaha. Satyavaha got from whom? He says Bharadvaja Gotra, Satyavaha. He got from Angi Rishi. Angi got from whom? Atharvana, the eldest son of Brahmaji. And he got from whom? Brahmaji himself. And Brahmaji got from whom? From Narayana. Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam. So tradition in a one interpretation that is started from Narayana. So this Yatharva Rishi Angira Purovachi. That Rishi Angira gave it to Shaunaka. That is Satyam. And how it came? Paramparya Kramena. Paramparya Kramena. Parampara means Guru Shishya Parampara. Okay, that is gained by Guru Shishya Parampara. That means what? So, through Sampradaya. It is gained through teaching tradition. Okay. There are twofold tradition, understand? Nowadays, we have only one, namely Guru Shishya Parampara. In Karmakanda, Veda Mantra chanting, there is a Pita Putra Parampara also. If you go to South, a Brahmana who is a Vaidikaha will teach his son all the Vedas. He himself will take the class and teach the student. Not necessarily he sends him to the Pathshala. He assumes the role of a teacher and teaches. Another reason is Guru Shishya Parampara, or you can say Sannyasi Shishya Parampara, generally. That is, and then Pita Putra Parampara is Grahastha Parampara. Both mentions are there in the Shastra. You see, this, if you look at another shloka that is available, this Shukadevji got this Vidya from Vyasji, okay, his father. Vyasji got it from whom? Parashara, his father. He got it from whom? Shakti, his father. Shakti got it from whom? Vasishtha Rishi. So Vasishtha, who got it from whom? Brahmaji. So there is Pita Putra. Vasishtha, Brahmaji to Vasishtha, we chant this. Narayanam Padma Bhuvam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gauda Padam Mahantam, etc. He got it. Brahmaji gave to Vasishtha, Vasishtha gave to Shakti, Shakti gave to Parashar, Parashar gave to Vyasa. This is all Pita Putra. And Vyasa gave to Shukadevji. That is also Pita Putra. Then in between, we don't know. Then the Vyasam Shukam Gauda Padam Mahantam, Govinda Pada, Mathasya Sishyam, etc. Gauda Pada, Govinda Pada, Shankaracharya ji, and then Hastamalaka, Padmapada, etc. His disciple. That is all Guru Shishya Parampara. So Paramparaya Praptam means either Guru Shishya Parampara or Pita Putra Parampara. Understand? And this is all nonsense. They say, only sannyasi can gain this knowledge. When they say, they should know, it's a mindset that is called for. There is no difference between Pita Putra Parampara or Guru Shishya Parampara because it is knowledge. Knowledge doesn't discriminate whether you are a Pita or a Shishya or a Putra. Anyone can gain knowledge provided you are qualified, provided you are ready for the knowledge. You have necessary inner infrastructure to gain the knowledge. So both paramparas are possible. True, in a modern lifestyle, especially in the Western lifestyle, this is difficult for Pita Putra Parampara because earning or survival is so demanding in terms of time investment, in terms of energy investment, in terms of your resources investment. So you are hardly left with physical, mental resources and actual time to contemplate, to study, and no cognitive resources left because intellect is tired, exhausted. So they say, in a way, right, modern lives. That is happening in India also. The earning is very demanding. And when you are a grahastha, you have to earn and survive for livelihood, for the family and children. So it is difficult. But that doesn't mean grahastha is unqualified. Because investment, the personal investment of time and resources and emotions and intellect may be less. The depth may be same. He or she maybe has committed to moksha as a given a sannyas, but actual available time may be less. So it will be slow growth, that's all. It doesn't mean the grahastha cannot gain it. The process will be slow. It is like traveling on highway in a Mercedes car on expressway and traveling by Luna or moped, scooter. It takes more time, that's all. So, and remember, knowledge doesn't differentiate. Knowledge is Vastu Tantra. And Vastu is there with each one of us. Vastu is Atma. And it has the Atma, so the knowledge. So knowledge doesn't, it is not that Grihasthi's Atma is different than Sannyasi's Atma. Atma being non-dual and one in all, so knowledge is available to anyone. Okay, please understand this. So this is Atrata is necessary, and he says Achirna, Naitad Achirna Vrato Adhite. Achirna Vrati, the one who is Achirna Vrati, means who is not ready, who has not performed this Vrata for a long time. In other words, one who has not processed his mind through Karma Yoga, through Upasana, and through self-introspection. One who has not grown out of his own emotional issues and unconscious issues. One who has not grown out of his or her improper goals of life, improper definition of success, improper way of living and attitude of living. That is called Achirana Vrati. Okay? That person should not study. Na adhite. Why you should not study? Because even if you study, it will not make any difference to you. Okay, that's all it is. Because the moksha phalam, the phalam of knowledge is always immediate. Phalam of karma may have vyavadhana, may take some time, may require some different situation, etc. But knowledge is always immediate. If something is to be gained, let's put it another way, something is lost because of ignorance. The gain of that vastu through knowledge is immediate because it is with you. Ignorance is the cause of the loss. And ignorance, moment it is removed, you gain it. Like Puja Swami's good old story. Where are my glasses? Glasses are to be gained. And they are to be gained because you, out of ignorance, you think it is lost. So moment the knowledge takes the bait, Swami would make a big story. He's a good storyteller. I sometimes wonder, had he been a pre-primary teacher, he would have been the best teacher of the world. Not only President Award, but he would have got international award. Good storyteller to children. Even he could capture youth and men and women, young men and women. So obviously he could do that. He could have done that. Anyway. So he said, when the child has put the hand like this and this, and then the baby says, put, how many minutes? So Achirana Vrati, if he or she studies, the immediate phalam will not be there. Last time I had discussed, it is sapratibandhaka. There will be some obstacles. Knowledge will get clouded momentarily. So, na adhite, knowledge this being a case, and the teacher, the Shruti, expresses its own sense of gratitude, its sense of Saranagati to Rishis. Namah Param Rishibhyaha, Namah Param Rishibhyaha. Please understand what is the definition of Rishi. There are two definitions. Rishanti Jananti Atindriya Vishayam iti Rishi. The Rishi means Janant, knower, one who knows what? Atindriya Vishayam. That object which is not, the vastu that is not comprehensible by available means of knowledge. Means pratyakshena anumityava. Either by perception or inference. The vastu that is beyond the scope of sense organs. Na tatat chaknavag gachati na chakshur namana, etc. That vastu is known to them. In other words, the Brahman, we have seen in this Upanishad, yattad adreshyam agrahyam ashabdam asparsha rupa arupam, etc. That is free from shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha gunas, that vastu they know. Therefore, rushayaha, rashanti, jananti, atindriya vishayam rushayaha. And how do they know? They rushayaha are mantra drashtaraha natu mantra kartaraha. They have not created the mantras. The mantras got revealed to them by Ishvara. Because of the upasanas, because of Brahmanishtha, Apara Brahmanishtha, what they had it, and because of this Kriyavanta, there was so much of Kriyavanta. Their Antakaranam was, you can say, in an exalted state, where Lord found it fit to reveal these mantras to them. Every Vedic mantra has a Rishi who saw it. Like famous, we can say the Gayatri mantra was seen by whom? None other than Vishwamitra. You know, in Rudram also there is a mantra drashta. Who is the drashta of Rudram, etc. So, my namaskaras to Rishis. No. Teacher says Paramarshibhya. To Paramrishi. Okay? Paramarshi, Devarshi. Hold on. Are we here? Class 4. Of Rishi is mentioned in Vedas. Okay? Paramarshi, Devarshi, Maharshi, Rajarshi, Kandarshi, Shrutarshi, and Brahmarshi. Don't ask me the difference, okay? I'll have to now search for that. Even that I knew Saptarshis are there, so I'm just giving you the names. I don't know whether Google knows it or not. You may Google it out. But then Paramarshi, Devarshi, Maharshi, Rajarshi, Kandarshi, Shrutarshi, and Brahmarshi. There are 7 types of rishis. And here it says Paramarshibhya. That's ultimate Paramarshibhya. In this context, what is a Paramarshi? All the acharyas of Brahma Vidya, all the teachers who gained this knowledge and passed on this knowledge to their students, to all those acharyas, sampradaya with namaskara. They knew, and they knew how to communicate also. To those acharyas, my namaskara. Namah Paramarshibhyaha, Namah Paramarshibhyo, Namah Paramarshibhyaha. So what is Sampradaya? Samyak Pradhanam, that which is very well given. Very well given means which is given completely. Completely means what? 2 ways. This is the Purna Vastu. So knowledge of Purnatvam is given by Rishi to the students. Fullness. The completeness is imparted. Another one is teacher doesn't stop till the fellow says, yes, I have understood. When Arjuna said, Nashto moha smriti labdha karishye vachanam tam, then Krishna stopped. Otherwise, he would have continued with 19th chapter. So we have only 18 because he knew this much. So samyak pradhiyate. And there is a methodology of teaching. You know, that is also to be known. Because the words always lends itself for confusion, misunderstanding, or not understanding. Sampradaya will make sure that intended meaning is given in as it is. The vastu should be understood as it is. That is Paramarshibhyaha Namo Namaha. Okay, I think I'm really sorry, but I was to take class from Ahmedabad. And since Shankaracharya happened to be in Rajkot, and last time he came and I couldn't meet him, and he was very annoyed. And there are some issues he wants to discuss. So he had conveyed that Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.